Today, I want to give you guys my top tips and tricks that can tremendously enhance the way you enjoy or fly your DJI Neo 2. I bought this drone in December and I've been having such a blast with this drone right here. I've done quite a lot of upgrades to this drone, and today I want to give you guys my top 5 things that you can do with this drone to enhance your experience if you have it. So, starting with the first and obvious one is this right here, which is the extended battery. This right here is a battery that I got off AliExpress. This is the regular DJI battery. As you guys can see, it's normal, and this is an extended battery. This black thing is just Sharpie. I just drew it around it because I wanted to make it look better, and I plan on adding a sticker or something to it, or 3D print, whatever. But the difference between this battery is DJI advertises this battery to last 19 minutes, but we all know there's no way you're gonna get 19 minutes out of this. I usually average anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes with this battery, but somewhat leaning around 10 minutes depending on how I fly or how high I'm flying and how much wind. With this extended battery, I get roughly anywhere from 18 to 21 minutes. Well, 21 minutes is when I run it down to zero, but typically I'm getting around 18 to 20 minutes with this battery. So basically double this battery right here. So this extended battery is absolutely worth it to me. The second one is using FPV mode. So most of you don't know this. Well, if you've watched my channel, then you probably know this, but you can actually connect an AR glasses to something like your DJI RC2, which I have in this case right here. You can connect an AR glasses to this DJI RC2 and fly in FPV mode. When I say FPV mode, I mean, yes, you get that roll and tilt type of mode like a true FPV. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do things like acro, like, flips, but that's about it. Besides not being able to do flips, you can do just about everything as far as FPV. And when AR glasses like this, you get the display right in your view. Now, why would you want to use an AR glasses instead of a goggles? Well, I've had the FPV goggles for a long time, and one of the biggest things that I struggle with is finding a spotter, because legally you need to have a spotter with you every time you have FPV mode. Now, a lot of people fly without a spotter, but legally you should. I live around too many airports and bases, and there's a lot of cops around here, so I just rather be safe than sorry. So I stopped flying with my FPV because I can't always get a spotter. Usually I'll have my girl, but she's not always around, and sometimes I just want to fly randomly and I just want to be by myself, whatever it is. So I prefer to use AR glasses because I don't have the requirement for the spotter. And with these glasses, I can see through it, and I can also see my peripherals. So even though there's a display in my view, it's just, you have to try it, because some of you may not understand. It's really like putting on sunglasses, but you have a display. Now, speaking of FPV mode, one of the coolest things about flying FPV is getting low to the ground and getting that motion blur, right? Here's the thing. If you are flying FPV, or if you are flying any kind of drone, really, if you don't have ND filters, you're not gonna get those that motion blur. It's not gonna look smooth. It's gonna look very, very rough, and it's gonna be jittery and jerky, because you can apply the exposure rule, whatever. So typically you want an ND filter, that way when you adjust your exposure and your ISO, it's not blown out. So for that, I'm using Freewell ND filters. I have a bunch of ND filters by Freewell right here. And what I like about this ND filters by Freewell is that I can just easily grab one right here. It's magnetic. It's magnetized. I know some people have a little bit of, some people prefer magnets. Some people don't like magnets, whatever. I prefer the magnets because it's just easy and quick, you know, just quick like that, and voila, you have an ND filter on. I'm gonna show you a couple of clips on what it looks like with or without ND filters. For those of you who don't know just how important it is to have ND filters, I feel like ND filters are absolutely crucial. So that is that. If you want to have that, you know, that smoothness when you, especially when you're flying closer to the ground, or if you're flying in bright daylight and you want your videos to look a little bit more cinematic, you absolutely need some kind of ND filters. This is the one that I have. It's by Freewell. Now I would have to disclose to you guys, this was actually provided to me for free by Freewell. But if you've watched this channel, if you watch any of my other videos, I've always had ND filters. Even for my other cameras, I have ND filters. For my big camera, I have ND filters. I mean, it's just a no-brainer, you know. Get your ND filter. I'm gonna put a link in the description if you want one. And then number 4, which is exactly what you've been seeing all throughout this video, LED lights. Now, personally, I don't fly with the LED lights during the daytime. I only fly with the LED lights in the evening or at nighttime. This LED lights makes a big difference. Flying at nighttime, you don't know where your drone is. You have no idea what orientation it's facing because it's dark, and you can't even see the drone because it's so damn small. Even if it was big, you still can't see the drone because it's so far out in the sky. But with LED, you can easily spot your drone. Also, it has a spotlight mode. You can see it right here. It's pretty bright. Like, this thing is pretty bright. So number 5, 3D prints. You see this case right here? This is a case for my DJI Neo, and this case is entirely 3D printed. I have a 3D printer which I used to design. And print this. What you see right here is where my controller goes. So it goes here, and this covers it. I've already made a video of this, so you can also go on my channel and watch that. But this is where I put my controller in the front, and the drone goes in here. So here I have the guards to protect my gimbal. So I'm gonna put this right here. So this will actually protect my gimbal. This is also 3D printed. That way when I'm doing my FPV stuff, and if I crash, this will protect it from, you know, damaging the gimbal. But I saved that in here so that I always have it with me and not forget when I'm out flying, you know what I'm saying? And here is where I can actually keep a battery. Not only can I keep this regular battery in there, I can actually fit the bigger extended battery in here also, and it fits perfectly. I can put this battery on the drone like this, you know, put my gimbal cover on it, and the drone just fits right there. So just like that, I have my drone, my extra battery in here in this case. On top of that, I have a screwdriver, and now I have this part right here. But look what I have here. So here is where I actually store my ND filters and, you know, my lens cleaner. I have spare props. I have a cable for to charge the drone and stuff like that. But yeah, ND filters are easily stored right here, and I actually stack them too. So for example, I have the ND8 over here, and I have a CPL filter. So I just stack them and I store them in here inside the case. That way I always have it with me, because the last thing I want is to go outside to fly and only to realize that I don't have my ND filters with me. So having the ability to have essentially everything that I need with me, and it just closes right there. And then if I don't want to use the controller, I can just separate it. But once again, if you have a 3D printer, I'm going to leave the files there. That way you guys can print it. That's it for the top 5, and I have one bonus addition, or 2 bonus ones. So being a YouTuber, the FAA requires us to actually have remote ID on every single one of our drone. It doesn't matter if it's under 250 or not. If you are a YouTuber and your videos are monetized, you must have a remote ID. And that is why I have this remote ID, which is something that I actually bought off Amazon. And I hate that I have to fly my drone with this, but it's a requirement. If I want to put the video on YouTube, it's an absolute requirement. So when I'm just flying and I'm not putting my videos on YouTube or anything, I don't put this on. It's only when I need to record for YouTube that I'll put this on. And the way I do have it is I have this thing right here, which is attached to the bottom. This thing is not going anywhere, and it literally does not take any space. It's Velcro, but this right here just goes on it just like that. Now, the reason why I went with this one specifically is because it has different modes, right? It has a flashing light mode. It has different flashlight mode. You guys can see. That is one thing. I like the fact that it has that flashing light mode. The second thing, or the more important thing for me, is that, so I crash this drone a lot, right? Sometimes I crash it and I can't find the drone. All I have to do is use my phone and it will connect to this and it will literally beep. And this thing is very loud. It has a speaker right here. As long as I have a general idea of where the drone is, my phone will connect to this and I can use this to beep. This thing has saved me so many times. There was a time I crashed my drone and I kept looking in one area of the grass. I didn't realize it was actually on the other side of the fence because I was not recording at the time. I was practicing some shots, so I literally was not recording at that time. And I just kept searching, and then I remembered that I had this remote ID thing, and when I turned it on, I came to realize that my drone was on the other side of the fence. I was like, how was that even possible? I didn't even realize it. So without this, I would have kept searching and searching and not find my drone. So this definitely saved me one time, and I am so grateful that I have this. Once again, I'll put a link in the description for this. So yeah, that's a bonus one. And the last bonus one is this right here. This is a fast charger. If you charge your battery on the drone itself, it's gonna take a very, very long time. But if you use this, you can charge 2 batteries at once and it's gonna charge it super fast. So one of the things that I often do is I will start my drone flight with this battery, right? Once I get to about 20%, I take it off. I put it on this portable charger. This charger can put out 100 watts. No, it can put out up to 140 watts. So it is more than capable of charging this at its fastest speed. Now, I only do this if there is a specific shot that I need and I completely run out of battery. You should not be charging your battery as soon as you take it off the drone. You should let it cool down. But I've had situations in which I needed that extra few minutes or so like that. So once I put my extended battery on, by the time I run out of juice on that, this is charged to like 50 to 70%. Once again, I only do this every now and then because you should not be charging a one battery. So that is just a bonus tips. And if you need to also go from one location to another, you can also use this combination of these to charge your battery pretty fast. But anyway, guys, that has been my top 5 tips and tricks for your DJI Neo 2. If you have any questions, put it down in the comment section. Once again, I'm going to put a link to everything that you see in this video. This obviously was 3D printed, so I'm going to put a link to my video on how I did this. And if you want to get it 3D printer and do it yourself, by all means. And also, as far as the LED lights as well, I'm going to put a link. If you want one, get one, But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.